Now that Trump has won, you say that you don't think cable news will ever truly cover him honestly again. Why?
Well, not even just cable news, no network. Nobody, because they didn't do it before, so why would they do it now? They're scared to death. He's the president of the United States of America.
Have you watched The View?
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. Sonny, I saw you have to apologize a couple times last week, so somebody's coming with some notes from downstairs.
All of a sudden, I'm on, MSNBC with the headline, Charlamagne the God is spreading MAGA messaging. I'm like, these people aren't MAGA. This is just a regular, everyday working class person who's coming to me because they know I got a microphone and they're complaining. So remember me repeating exactly what I just said based off the conversations I was having with people actually in the street in these areas. And MSNBC said I was repeating MAGA messaging. I was like, damn.
She definitely was not expecting that. We got to talk about Charlamagne calling out MSDNC for being the propaganda network that they are, for being the woke machine and arm of the radical left Democrat Party, because he called out basic things that every American can see that everyone was talking about. And because he did, MSDNC decided to say that he was spouting MAGA and Republican talking points and effectively smearing him as MAGA. Same thing they're doing to Stephen A. Smith today. Same thing. At one point, they even did to Steve Harvey, which doesn't make any sense, but they tried it because if you say anything bad against the cult, then you are therefore kicked out of the cult. These people are crazy. Let's go ahead and react to this. By the way, guys, there's a new feature on YouTube where you can hype videos. So be sure to like the video, hype the video. It helps out a lot. Appreciate you.
What I think Democrats would challenge you on is that the Republicans fell in line behind a felon and a guy who bragged about grabbing women wherever he wanted to because he was a celebrity, and the Democrats are trying to deal with the asymmetry of the political moment. How do you respond to that?
I agree with you, but here's the thing.
I don't think that most people are keen on trying to hold a guy accountable for something that they said, when they were like maybe in their 30s, maybe their 40s, and the guy is like 79 years old. Like the president's about to turn 80 years old. I'd imagine, as being a person who was on television, at some point he said some things that some people may not think are the greatest things, but if it didn't manifest into actual sexual assault, who the hell cares? Give me a break. You guys not heard with the type of things that Sleepy Joe used to say? I mean, there's literal videos out there of Joe Biden leveraging the N-word. I mean, not casually, to be fair to him, in terms of just using it amongst friends or anything, but he still leverages it, something that I don't think that they would ever let President Trump get away with, no matter how he used the word.
We already have a nigger mayor. We don't need any more nigger big shot.
I've adopted the attitude of the great Negro at the time pitcher in the Negro Leagues, went on to become a great pitcher in the pros.
My Democratic colleagues don't like me saying this. I think the two-party system is good for the South and good for the good for the black in the South.
Than anybody else. And you don't know my state. My state was a slave state. My state is a border state. My state is the 8th largest black population in the country.
You got the first sort of mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean and a nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook.
They're going to put you all back in chains.
First time ever. I'm bright and articulate and clean.
Clearly, the American people didn't care about any of that because the American people were just focused on, the ideas that he was spewing. And it wasn't even just ideas. It was just, stating the obvious and pointing out a lot of things that Democrats may have been ignoring, like the border, like the economy. He said it himself, man. We won on one word.
They didn't ignore the border. They lied about it and said that the border was closed numerous times. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, that crazy bald head lady, Ayanna Pressley, who's in Congress still, I think. Yeah, they all lied about it. Mayorkas was another guy, Karine Jean-Pierre. I mean, hell, probably every Democrat lied about it.
Groceries. And, you can't tout things like Bidenomics when people aren't feeling that in their pockets. You can't just ignore people's criticisms of the border and chalk it up to MAGA messaging. I'll never forget when MSNBC did that to me. And MSNBC did that to me based off me listening to people in New York City, listening to people in Chicago, activists in Chicago, and them telling me what their issues with the border were. And their issues weren't based on any type of prejudice for who was coming across the border. It was literally economic. It was, hey, these people are coming across the border and getting more resources than we are. Like, we've been sitting here in these poor and disenfranchised neighborhoods for years, and we have problems with housing, but they're getting housing. And, you know, we barely can make ends meet, but they're getting, you know, stipends to be able to go out there and get food and things like that.
So what I want people to do, that's, you know, the black people who act like I'm just cooning out here and just fighting for the white man. How is wanting the border closed fighting for white people? Like, it seems to me like I'm fighting for my damn self. I want resources. I got a mom. I got sisters. I got a nephew. I got cousins, friends. I want them to have food and prosper and be successful. Ain't got nothing to do with hating on Consuela and Pedro. I just want my family to have money and resources and jobs, and I don't want a bunch of illegal aliens to seize those opportunities that my family otherwise could have had. It's really that simple. What the hell that got to do with white people or hating Mexicans?
How do you not listen to those people when they're having those conversations? And I remember me repeating exactly what I just said based off the conversations I was having with people actually in the street in these areas. And MSNBC said I was repeating MAGA messaging. I was like, damn, that means that y'all really are not paying attention to your constituents.
Well, yeah, if they were paying attention to their constituents, they probably wouldn't be going out of business. This lady, Nicole Wallace, is probably on her last leg. That's why I think they said it was some sort of podcast for her. I don't even think this was on MSNBC. So Nicole Wallace sees the writing on the wall. Okay, she's got something started on the side. I think this is on the side, but presuming this is something on the side, she's doing this because she knows that her goose is cooked. They already took care of Tiffany Cross. They already got rid of Joy Reid. I mean, who's next? I mean, Maddow's probably going to be one of the last to go, but rest assured, she is going to go. And honestly, these people deserve to be booted from their jobs. You can't have a network that is just straight up propaganda against everything that is to the right of Bernie Sanders. It doesn't make any sense. Now you got people out here supporting literal terrorist supporters, Zohran Mamdani, the guy who can't bench press about 2 freaking pounds, and they got people out here supporting him, and he's out here, him and his wife are literally pro-Hamas. Hamas just attacked Israel again. This is just ridiculous, and you got a bunch of people out here actually defending people like that in nations like that, and then gonna talk about over here, no kings. Hamas just executed people. The day after the ceasefire, they were executing people, and it was recorded on camera. And yet over here, when the last time you seen President Trump just take people and then just shoot them up in the streets with no due process, the thing that they claim is not happening here? Do you think them people over in Gaza, these Palestinians, you think them people got due process when they just took and unloaded a bunch of bullets to these people who was on their knees probably begging for mercy? So all of this can happen, and propaganda networks like MSNBC are just going to double down vast majority of the time. Nicole Wallace was probably one of them. He didn't call out Wallace specifically here, but Nicole Wallace was probably one of them who was anti-Charlamagne, and now you got anti-Stephen A. Smith. They're still doing it. It didn't stop Charlamagne. They're still doing it. So this is something to be aware of with Jasmine Crockett. Whenever somebody who's actively in a position to where they could possibly maybe get control, or they're still in some sort of office, people like Jasmine Crockett, for example, they're still coming after people who are going after her and saying, oh, you're attacking black women. Like, they're always going to cry about something. And Charlamagne, you are no exception. It seems to me like what you told Larry Elder about that Negro wake-up call seems to me like you got a Negro wake-up call, because when you decided to step away from that Democrat plantation, then they said, where you think you going, boy? Who gave you permission to get off this plantation? Get your ass back over there and pick that dang cotton, or support the Democrats no matter what. Because if you don't, we're going to smear you. We're going to harm you. We're going to harm your business. we're going to harm your reputation. We'll take everything from you. That's what a real cult looks like. You think somebody walks away from President Trump or MAGA that they're just going to go after you? I mean, yeah, maybe if you prosecute them or fraudulently, then he'll go after you. But do you think otherwise, if you just like, hey, I don't jive with this, something's wrong here, I don't like it, they're going to go after you? No, that literally has never happened. There has been, even though there's not a lot, there has been people who have walked away from the Republican Party, and they're doing just fine over there with the crazy woke left or whatever. But when you leave the left, these people want to kill you. They want you canceled. Just look at it again. Stephen A. Smith, they're talking about canceling him. He just got a I think it's either $100 or $300 million contract, massive contract. I think it was $300 million. And they're talking about trying to cancel this man, a black man, instead of supporting the black men who they argue, they fight for the black community so powerfully. Instead of supporting that community, now they're trying to get rid of this man. They're trying to cancel him off the face of the earth. This is why I cannot rock with this party. You're good to be supported and uplifted and all this stuff, so long as you support the black and male and female political pundits that we like, so long as you support the white male and female politicians that we like, then we're good to uplift you and support you. But the second you step out of line, oh, no, we want to destroy you. Matter of fact, F that, we want you dead. F all of these people. No mercy for Nicole Wallace. No mercy for stupid Joe Scarborough now trying to, and dumbass Mika for trying to act like they've turned the other cheek a little bit now. And, oh, we wanted to meet with Trump. Like, these people are so dang fraudulent. They're just out here collecting checks. They'll say that people like me are bought and paid for by Israel or something. Stupid ass things where obviously the people who are getting the real money is them. So who do you think is really incentivized to be fraudulent here? The guy who basically gets almost no money for doing this, at least not yet, or the people who you know are getting millions of dollars? These are just my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching a Black Anomaly Wrestling channel. I'm out.
Your earlier comment on MSNBC really being the platform of anti-American, pro-illegal alien, hostile takeover of this country, sir.
Yeah, so they talk about deflection. It's projection. They are professional projectionists. And the irony is that they think we're stupid enough to not see through it. The American people have seen through that. They used to be able to lie and get away with it. The only people that listen to them now are the crazy blue-haired freaks that are out here every single day attacking ICE.